Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. California Wager, my man. What's up, Big Greg Mattson? How you doing, buddy?
Good. Happy Tuesday. Fun to get that first weekend of college football out of the way, and let's get ready. NFL is 2 days away, and we are more than ready over here.
Dude, ready indeed, man. So what were your takeaways from week one, college football?
I mean, a little bit like the same with week 0. You know, there's certain things that I would say the biggest thing is don't leap. Give it a few weeks. There's so much movement with what we've seen over the last, months, let alone weeks, let alone days. There's going to be continual movement for a few weeks. Guys are getting accustomed to where they are, who they are, what they are, and I would just say don't overanalyze it yet. I think a lot of these teams deserve a second look. I think a lot of these teams deserve a lot of credit, but at the same time, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds and such, you just week in, week out, it can be a question mark. So this early, obviously impressive with what we saw defensively from number 1 and number 3. And at the same time, I think that, a guy like Manning is going to deserve more credit, more time. It's going to take time. And a good example would be him. Heisman finalist, Heisman, the guy that everybody expects is going to be there. And just because you have one bad week as a 19, 20-year-old, don't let it determine the entire season. I think that it's a long year ahead. And, it's different now than it used to be, where one loss like this and your season's over, with the way that the bowl series has changed with the playoff system. A team like Texas is going to have more chances. And same would have been said for Ohio State. So I would just say don't jump to conclusions, Matt, too quick on it yet. But at the same time, use it as a good reference point, and we'll take it from there. A lot of teams, I think, are going to develop into better teams. I think a lot of teams are going to develop into who they are, which is disappointing. But we've barely seen one game from a lot of these teams. So I would say give it a week, give it 2 weeks, unless you've seen something that we haven't. Otherwise, I would say take your time. Don't overanalyze it too much.
Yeah, there we go, man. All right, let's jump into the picks here from yesterday. This is how we did. 2 out of 3. Braves and the Cubs over 7.5. We got that one. Blue Jays and the Reds over 8. We got that one, and then North Carolina plus 3.5. My God, yeah, that was something. Belichick started off nice, but that ran out quickly. Well, we'll talk about it here in a minute. It actually worked out well, him scoring first, because it kind of got things off of his back from the summer. The loss certainly didn't help, but I mean, at least he came out and they were at least prepared. You know what I mean? They were underdogs for a reason. I didn't see them getting blown out like that, but yeah, that's for that, man. So 2 out of 3 yesterday. Not bad. All right. Now here's the problem and what took so long to get the show started. Google Slides is completely down. So we're just going to have to piecemeal this thing together. So I apologize on that, but I tried everything I could this morning. I just can't get anything up, man. So we're going to have to piecemeal, but these are the best shows to do together. We're just going to have to put the work in as we go. So even though I already did all of it, we're going to have to do it again. So, all right, let's jump into it, man. If everybody can hit the like button, that'd be fantastic, man. If you're watching on your phone, just grab the screen, pull it down, hit like, pop it right back up, man. You do that, we would greatly appreciate that. All right, let's jump into the picks here. Greg, let me throw it over to you first. What you got? Let me put this up here. All right, what you got, man?
Yes, we are jumping right back into it today with Major League Baseball. We're taking 2 totals, both West Coast related, and we'll get right on it. Dodgers Pirates over 8.5 today. This is the first game of the day on the board for MLB, and I do like runs here. I expect Dodgers will continue to be who they are, and don't blink too long here. The playoffs are right around the corner. Obviously, football's taking precedence right now, but Major League Baseball playoffs are going to be here before we know it. Secondly, today, we like the under 10.5 in the Giants-Rockies game. We get Freeland on the hill today. We get Logan Webb on the hill today. Two guys that are able to keep offenses down. I like what I've seen from Webb over the last couple months, and a guy that continues to attack the strike zone, does not give free passes, keeps the ball down, never gives you a cookie. I appreciate that. I like that it's going to continue today, under 10.5. And a week 1 NFL teaser to get our season off on the right foot, taking the Eagles and the Broncos. Obviously, every book's going to have a little bit of variance in line. This was the best we got for you. -1.5 on the Eagles and -1 on the Broncos.
Nice, man. There we go. All right. I hope this works. It did not work. There we go. Good God. You can see this. Folks, I'm trying here. I'm doing all that I can to even have a show up. So work with me here. Braves and the Cubs over 8. I want to continue this. Yesterday, look, we talked about it. I kind of feel this series. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's two teams that they're all over the board daily. And I think that's good for us in terms of runs. All right, Mariners and the Rays. I want to ride this one. All right. It's not a bad look in terms of, look, the weather's great. The only thing you worry about is the pitching with either of these teams, because their pitchers can go off at any moment. However, I want it. I want the Mariners and the Rays today. I think we see them tee off. Then the Yankees and the Astros. Okay, we'll talk about this today at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk more about it. But, yeah, here's the deal. Framber Valdez is on the mound for the Astros, and I think the Yankees light him up. I really do. I think the Yankees get after him. So I'm going to take the Yankees and the Astros over 8. Now, you are seeing 8-8-8, and there's a reason for that. It's going to get tougher. Or, I'm sorry, it's going to get more difficult. Let me speak proper English. To get runs as we go. It's just going to be more difficult to do so. The weather's going to cool down. The wind's going to get a little weird on you. What I'm getting at is that I don't want to take large numbers. I just don't want to. It's risky. It's difficult. I don't know. I'm Greg, does that make sense?
Yep.
As we get closer to the end of the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, dog days of summer, to me correlate with runs. You're protecting pitching later in the year. Teams are all over the place. And now we're in that position for the next, 40 games, I guess, where, you're going to be going for it. You're going to be going after it with bullpens. You're getting yourselves, in line for what the playoffs are going to be. And that's going to be a battle every single night. And with that generally comes, not only better pitching, but more small ball. And, you're giving up outs at times, and you're not worried about scoring 12 runs. You're worried about, winning every game and playing the right way. And I think that will correlate to less and less runs as we go. Just like I had with the Rockies game today. I feel the same way. I think that you've got two of the better guys for both of these teams. And regardless of being Coors Field, we are going to continue to cool down. It is September, and with that will come cooler weather as we get later into the year.
I'm with you on that, man. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. Like I said, we do not have Google Slides today. It's down. I can't get anything up. It's been a pain in the ass. So we're going to have to we're going to have to piecemeal this. So I thought about it. Look, we got our baseball plays up. I just want to hit the NFL today, right? Like we could talk, like anything that you have Major League Baseball, put it in the chat. We'll absolutely talk about it. I'm just talking about like the slides and all that. Like we're just going to roll through NFL and go through Major League Baseball like as we talk, because it's an NFL week. Does that make sense? So unfortunately, I can't get home runs up today. I can't get anything. But I think that I can piecemeal this thing. So just work with me. I appreciate it. And I'll make this thing fun. So give me 1 second here. Yeah. So here's what we're going to have to do. You guys are going to have to play home runs for us today. So drop them in the chat of the 5 dudes with the juice that you like, and we're going to break it down on air. All right? So you're producing the show today, and I appreciate you hanging in with me. It's tough. All right, NFL, you ready to do this, Greg?
Yeah, absolutely.
NFL week. All right. We're just going to go through it one by one. All right, Thursday, 2 days from now, Cowboys and the Eagles. All right. Where are you going here? Eagles -8.5, Cowboys +8.5, total 47.5. What do you like?
I lean the under, and I like the Eagles, like I said, with that teaser. Turmoil in Dallas, as if there wasn't already. And a Philly team that, to me, has been a little off the radar. I think they're going to be great again, and why shouldn't they be? You're opening up at home. If there was a spot for Dallas to get them, it would have a little bit of a spot here with that momentum. Teams have big distractions coming back after championships, after big seasons like this, first home game. However, I don't think Dallas has nearly the effort, ability, manpower. You're losing your best, if not one of the best defenders in the league. There's issues across the board for Dallas, as if there was already. So I like Philly in this one.
All right, here's my question. It comes down to how many points do you think the Cowboys are going to score? Mm-hmm. Because I think that's the largest question. I think with the Eagles, we kind of understand what kind of team they are. You know, the Eagles could score 40 points, but they generally don't. The Eagles play kind of like sharks do in the ocean, in the fact that they hunt what they need to, and they don't expel energy when they don't. You know what I mean? Like, the Eagles could beat teams 50-24, but they're like, you know what? We'd rather much just beat you 28-6. You know what I mean? They're obviously going to be celebrating. I don't. This is a tough number. Honestly, I think if I played anything, I might play the under 47.5. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I think the under in this one is good. It's, like you said, a team that has no issue playing any kind of football, but we know they have no problem, and they like running the ball, controlling the clock, keeping their defense off the field. And, above all else, you don't need to be flashy every single play. It's about maintaining for the long haul, getting to the playoffs healthy. And I think this is a damn strong, advantageous spot for Philly week 1.
Yeah. All right. So this is how we're going to do it. Interceptions. All right. Jalen to throw an interception +142. Dak Prescott to throw an interception -155. You going over? And look, we'll break these more down as we go, but just making with what we got today, baby. All right. What are you going? You going interception? Yay or nay on either of these guys?
Hurts, I would say nay. Prescott, I would say yay, and it's priced into both of these odds, obviously. But it makes sense to me in both senses.
Yeah, I'm definitely going on Dak. I'm not going interception on Jalen. He just doesn't throw it enough. Like, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is perfect, but they're difficult. Rushes, sorry. Rushing props. Jalen Hurts, 8.5. I would play that. Jalen Hurts over 8.5 rush attempts. What about you?
Yeah, I would lean it. I don't know week one if I would necessarily take it, just knowing that they'll probably, how much push are we going to have this year? It's a
I think they
question.
wear it out.
Is it going to be every third and short and fourth and short, or are they going to be a little more cautious with Hurts every time? But it to me it feels the same way like it does with Josh Allen. I feel like you're out of your mind if you're betting unders on him for rush attempts, because if all else fails, the guy's got no problem running it, and he's as big as most linebackers. So what's his issue there? I feel the same way with Hurts in terms of his ability, and the play calling does revolve at times around him being able to go RPO as well as the old famous tush push. Doesn't matter if he gets a yard or not. It's about the attempt.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Okay. All right, sorry. Chiefs and the Chargers. Okay. Next up. Now, this is on Friday, and this game is in Brazil. So, Chiefs 3-point favorite, total of 45.5. What do you like here?
I lean the under again. Travel, strange field, strange situation. I think that everything is different in this game. I like the under, especially being a week one. I lean the Chiefs, but I don't love it. This game to me is a layoff just in terms of a lot of question marks. What are we going to get this year? I still have questions this year with KC. And of course, obviously big ones with the Chargers. I think the other team in LA has some potential, but I just really don't know yet with what I'm going to get from the Chargers. But I would lean the under in this one. I think, again, we know Mahomes wants to control the clock. We know this is a team that can run and scheme it well, and obviously a really good defense.
You know what? I'm actually going to go the over in this game. As weird as it sounds, I think that even though the Chargers might have the best defense in the league, and it's not like the Chiefs' defense is poor, I think we're going to see a lot of points. I think we're going to see warm weather. I think we're going to see two teams that dust off rust very quickly and go, because I think that both of these teams are well freaking coached, and I think that they're going to be ready to go. I'm going to go with the over in this one if you're asking me. Now, let's jump to interceptions here. Let's see. Yeah, hold on. Interception. All right. Okay. Patrick Mahomes to throw a pick, minus 105. Justin Herbert to throw a pick, plus 105. I'll just go ahead and tell you, I'm absolutely playing Patrick Mahomes to throw a pick here. I am not playing Justin Herbert. Again, not that he can't throw a pick. He just doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. The man is absolutely accurate, and he throws the ball away. To whereas Mahomes, I mean, not that he doesn't. I mean, it's Patrick freaking Mahomes, right? But I'm absolutely taking Mahomes to throw a pick here at minus 105. I'm absolutely doing that. I am not doing it for Herbert. Greg, thoughts there?
How good would Herbert have been on a different college program?
Right.
Just think about watching him in Oregon and how that play scheme was never correct for him. He was too pro stuff. But I digress. I think that I agree with you on the Mahomes play. And I agree with you on Herbert. I think Herbert is a guy that has no fear of just throwing it into the dirt versus Mahomes is a guy that wants to create, always has been. And, with that comes highlight plays, but also with that comes INTs. So do not hate the play.
Yeah, and with Justin Herbert, look, the Chiefs defense is great. Like, it's nothing against them. What it is, it's the scheme. Like, they just the Chargers just do not try anything that is super risky. You know what I mean? Like, the Chiefs do, and that's what makes them the Chiefs. The Chargers don't do that, man. Like, it's a complex scheme, but it's a complex scheme with outs, and they take those outs. It's just, again, it's week one, and it's in Brazil. So, I mean, I don't hate the play. I've just been burned by playing Justin Herbert interceptions a lot a whole lot. So what I'm saying is, from somebody who's played him for years, since the kid's been in the league, be careful playing interceptions with him, man. It can get difficult there. Okay. Real quick. Tony said Jalen Hurts anytime TD minus 140. Oh God, yes. Absolutely. Okay. All right, Bengals and the Browns. All right, Bengals minus 5.5 on the road. Total of 47.5. You're going to get Joe Burrow versus Joe Flacco here. Where are you going?
I like the Bengals in this one. I like them before the decision had been made with quarterback situation. And above all else, to me, it was coming from the Cincinnati perspective. The most Burrow's played in the preseason, the most that they've had their starters out there, the most that they've really been running a true functional offense. And, it was made very clear that this team is going to come out motivated week one, which, everyone says, but especially with what happened last year, you're a team that's missed the playoffs by a game, and it's just proven that week one has been strong and extremely important. They came out 0-2 last year, I believe, to start the year, and it means a lot more than it has in the years past. I think it's a true understanding that you've got to come out as quick as you can. Burrow finally healthy again, so we think and so we hope. But I lean the over in this one, quite frankly. Cincinnati's defense still always question marks, and Flacco, another one of those guys that he just keeps sticking around, and here he is again, starting in week one. But I would, if I had the strongest play, it would be Cincinnati. Like them under the 6, and I do lean over the 47.5 in this one. I also would probably look at a team total for Cincinnati. I think that might be an interesting way to play it as well.
Nice. There we go, man. Look, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to take the Browns plus 5.5. I think the Browns can hang tight with the Bengals here because I don't think the Bengals have any defense whatsoever. Any defense. Now, the Bengals are going to score. But look, I like the over. Normally, when you have a week one game of division rivals, I'm always going to go under. But I think I like the over in this one because Cleveland's going to have to score points to stay in this game. They're going to have to. And I think that they do. I think Flacco throws on them. Addison Mills posted Flacco attempts over 34.5. I tailed that. I like that a lot. Like, since their defense is going to be brutal, like not great. That's the problem with the Bengals. They're going to have to score. So let me.
I will say I like Flacco as I look through it too. Now I like Flacco over 240 yards passing at minus 110.
Yeah, I love that. That's a solid look. Yeah, Gipper saying ladder and Flacco yards, 100%.
That was exactly what I was about to say next. I was like, laddering him up to maybe 300 is realistic. You're at 237 at 280, almost 3-1 at 290, and almost 350 at 300. And I mean, it's not even a matter of pass attempts. I think that with the lawn chair defense that Cincinnati continues to put out there, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. All right, so I think we both like points here. All right, let me click in. Let me see on interceptions here because I'm definitely in on both of them. Oh, they don't even have them. No, they don't even have them. Look at that.
Those aren't allowed in this game.
Nope. That goes to tell you right there. Yeah, I'm definitely taking both of these dudes to throw a pick. Absolutely doing that. All right, we'll go to the next one here. We'll keep an eye there. Okay, and these games are all on Sunday, by the way. Okay, Giants and the Commanders. All right. Giants plus 5.5. Total of 45.5. Where are you going on this one?
I'm going to a different channel is what I'm going to. This one to me was an easy layoff in terms of just question marks across the board. I will say, though, it's interesting with what you're getting on the Washington side. It's quite terrifying at the same time. But I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen with the quarterback change, with everything going on between both of these teams. I really do not have a strong feel in terms of this one. I feel like it's going to be as controlled as they possibly can. I would lean the under just because I think there could be some sloppiness. I think there's a change with what you're getting offensively, who you're seeing throwing you the ball. The schemes have changed, the playbook. Yeah, there's just a lot to it going on week one with how much is changing at the helm. And to me, that leads to an under. I have nothing official on this one, but that's the way I would lean towards it.
Yeah. Look, I would. I'll take the Commanders -5.5 here. I like the Giants. I like the coaching staff. I like kind of what they're doing. Well, I do. I think that they've played the game of the bridge quarterback and the future quarterback correctly. I just don't know how fast it's all going to come together. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Washington is coming in like a well-oiled machine. Todd M asks, do we have a tennis capper here? Need to use my no sweat loser from yesterday on DraftKings. Yeah, we've got him in the crew. Any tennis pros help? Can you help our man Todd out here? I certainly cannot. But we definitely have people in the crew. Addison, I'd take New York Giants if they were home. I agree with that completely, Addison. I completely agree with that. I think in Washington, I think that offensively, I think the Commanders could just be too much. Joe said, get Russ out of there. Give us Jameis. Right? Bibbo, yeah. Japan is a good tennis guy. Yeah, there you go right there. Look at Bibbo. Summoned the master in there. Justin, put it in the Discord. My guy, Todd, definitely get some help there. There we go. Justin, perfect. Appreciate you guys. All right. Yeah, I think I would take Washington here, just off first glance. Now, passing props. Let's take a look at interceptions. They don't have this one either. All right. So DraftKings is clearly just getting them up. I don't have Russ or Jameis. If anybody has it, please drop it in the chat. Yeah. Hey, Matty Boy said, had to step away for the Commanders segment. Commanders by a million. I agree. I'm all Commanders in this game. Like, no hesitation whatsoever. But yeah, if it and again, nothing against the Giants, but I just, I ain't taking the Titans against the Broncos either. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not playing underdog in those games. All right, Steelers and the Jets. All right, Aaron Rodgers going back, quote unquote, home. Jets fans aren't going to treat him nicely. I'll tell you that. So Steelers 3-point favorite on the road. We've got a total of 38.5. Where are you going here?
Another one that's just question marks across the board. It's going to be an interesting year for both these teams. I mean, you just wonder with what you're getting again from Aaron Rodgers. And I feel like how many years in a row have we said this? Boy, is that a low total, though. You're getting under the 40s, and I still don't necessarily know if it's wrong. I still lean the under in this one. Two defenses that can get it done, two teams that have no problem playing defense, grinding out third downs. It's a matter of, are these teams able to put out a few long drives with a couple fourth down conversions, a bunch of third downs, keeping the clock running? To me, all of these things that I see from both these teams equates to an under, with how many question marks I have as well. How exposed are they going to leave Rodgers? How many hits can he take, quite frankly? I would lean the under in this one, even though I hate that it's 38.5. Still think it's the right play.
Yeah, I agree with you. Bro, I don't think there's going to be any scoring in this game with the Steelers and the Jets. None. But, I don't think the Steelers are going to open it up with Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think the Jets are going to open it up with anything. You know what I mean? I'm fascinated to see what the numbers here on interceptions are. Again, I apologize that the books don't have everything.
I mean, I lean the Steelers. 150, 155 is still too high to me, but I think that it is a better overall defensive team. And at the end of the day, you do have a great leader if he's chosen to be there mentally. But I do think that Pittsburgh to me is the right side. I would look at maybe getting them now. The concern would be getting it over 3.5. That would be the number I would have no interest. 3 is as high as I would definitely look at with Pittsburgh, though.
Yeah. I mean, I like the under. Let's see, TD scores. So, all right, they just don't have interceptions up yet. So, TD scores in this game. DK Metcalf anytime. Plus 190. I like that. I don't hate Justin Fields. Brees Hall. I mean, Brees Hall, Jalen Warren, DK Metcalf. Yeah. I could definitely see both these quarterbacks throwing picks. Absolutely. Like, if you guys could, keep dropping these in the chat. If you have the quarterback interception numbers. If somebody could, sorry, I keep saying, I'm trying to figure this out. If anybody could help me out and drop those numbers here, that'd be great. But I didn't want to put you to work. Okay, so next game here, Cardinals and the Saints. Cardinals minus 6.5. And let me zoom in on this a little more. Cardinals minus 6.5, a total of 43.5. What are you thinking here?
I love the Cardinals. I was going to do it, but I didn't want to make it too wild for everybody today. I would add Arizona as well to that teaser that I gave out earlier. If you're interested in a little more action, I think that with them at 6.5, it's still a lot of value. And teasing them down to basically a victory to me is huge. And I saw somebody comment earlier, we can do another segment like you were talking about with understanding teaser value and the odds of it. And there is big variance depending on where you go as well. So making sure you're getting the best odds and making sure you get the best number, because teasing something down to a 3.5 doesn't mean nearly as much as teasing something down to a 2.5. There's value, there's prime numbers, there's key numbers with how football works. And to me, this one is as big of a green light special as there is. New Orleans, obviously, as we know, just massive issues on both sides of football. And above all else, to me, it's an Arizona team with a very motivated and I think as focused as you're going to get Kyler Murray. I think he's had those moments now where he's been kicked in the butt. He got exposed for some stupidity and some youthful issues. It happens. I get it. He's moved forward. I think he's a better person. I think he's going to become a better quarterback. And I think that true talent's going to come out. I like Arizona in this one. I don't have a real great feel on the total, but I do think Arizona handles it. I think they win by a touchdown and handle business at New Orleans.
Yeah. I think New Orleans is going to be one of the worst teams in the league. And that quarterback battle is going to continue. I know that Spencer Rattler is the starter, but
Arizona was going to be my survivor play, but I want to utilize playing against the Saints later in the year. So we did not do that.
Yeah. Look, God, they don't have any interceptions. All right. Hold on, man. Let me change the book. I'm tired of dealing with this. Let's see.
I like that. I saw somebody make a comment saying, don't be afraid to tease through 0. I agree. There are ties in the NFL now. Something to think about. Something we think about in Korean baseball all the time, too. Don't be afraid to tease through 0. If the number's right, if you're putting together a piece that works and it happens, it's okay. It's not every talking head that mentions it is always right about everything. Times have changed. The way that we have to bet is different. The odds have changed. There's a lot to it. So as long as you have a system and you're being consistent with it, that's the key.
That is true. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to.
And now you know that. Now, knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Apologies to anybody. Usually we're pretty buttoned up, but Google Slides and everything's down. So doing what I can, man. All right. Interceptions thrown. All right, Kyler minus 120, Spencer Rattler minus 190. So, okay, you can't bet Spencer Rattler at minus 190. And I don't know if I'd take Kyler because I don't know how much the Cardinals are going to have to throw the football. Honestly.
Agreed.
Like, the Cardinals could get up 14-0 and then coast. I'm not saying that that's smart. I'm just saying they could make that decision, right, as human beings. And the Cardinals and Kyler Murray are usually pretty cold in week 1. Or actually basically the first 8 games. It's the last 8 or last 9 that worries me with Arizona. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like after Murray kind of gets hurt that he becomes this wildly high offensive quarterback. Till then, it's like protect everybody.
Yep. James Conner anytime touchdown. Yeah, I like that. Let's see.
What is Arizona's defense to score a touchdown?
Good question. I don't have it. Yeah.
Kyler Murray's elite, and then the new Call of Duty comes out.
Yeah, he is. He really is. All right. Let's see. Bucks and the Falcons. Excuse me. Bucks 2.5-point favorite on the road in Atlanta. A total of 47.5. We like it.
Bucks and the Falcons.
Yep.
I like the Bucks. I kind of like the Bucks this season. I'm obviously a Mayfield fan. I like what they've got. I like how he plays. I like this team offensively. It's always been a matter of what can they do and can they stop anybody defensively. I do like the Bucks. Like I said, this year, I think under a field goal is a really nice number. 135 as well on the money line, I think, is a good spot. I'm interested in what Tampa is going to do this year. I have some future action on them, and I think that they could make a little bit of noise. Last year, they showed us what they could do, and one bad quarter essentially away from getting into a pretty interesting position later in the season last year. So Tampa, for me, would also probably lean the over. We know what happens in these games. We know what Tampa can do. We're in the dome as well here, and think that points could be aplenty. But strongest play would be Tampa on the money line in this one at like 135.
Yeah, look, man, I'm in on both of these teams. I rock with the Bucks this year. They're very well coached. Love Baker Mayfield. Excuse me. I love the attitude of that team, of that franchise. Like, I don't think the Bucks are going to win the Super Bowl. However, there are a lot of good teams I don't think are going to quote unquote win. I mean, they could, but I think Tampa's going to be good, and I'm big on Atlanta. I like the kid Michael Penix, man. I think he's going to be fine, and I love what the Falcons did in the draft, saying, "Look, man, we got to rush the passer," and they went in first round pick with 2 of them. They got our boy from Tennessee and got our boy from Georgia, who both of them are absolute elite players at rushing the quarterback. But that's going to take time to get there. I like the points. 2.5, like I could rock with the Falcons at 2.5. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either because Tampa can surprise people. I like the over in this one. Big Penix energy, yeah. But still. Penix rush yard still 3. See, all right, let me click into this. Here's the other thing, though. I do not want to get caught up taking a lot of overs in these divisional games. Right? Like Bibbo says, Tampa could blow them out. You know what? They could. Actually. Let me take a step back. Bibbo, you're absolutely right in this. Take Tampa in game 1 against Atlanta. Take Atlanta in game 2 against Tampa. We'll talk about it when we get there, obviously. But just in theory here, I think that I agree, Bibbo, with kind of this mindset. that Atlanta's going to be solid this year. I think we all agree with that. But Tampa might be much more ready to go right out of the gate, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to go Tampa here minus 2.5 because I don't want to get caught up in taking overs in divisional opponent games. I just don't want to get caught in that loop, man, because it's like a riptide, dude. You don't want to get caught in that. It's a cycle that doesn't fare well. You usually get a lot of unders. Sorry about that. Hold on. Okay, interceptions. Baker Mayfield minus 115 to throw one. Michael Penix minus 125 to throw one. I'll definitely take Penix. I'm 50-50 on Baker. He can throw them. And if you play it, it's not a bad look. But I'm definitely going Penix to throw a pick. And that's nothing against him. It's just business here. Yeah, what do you think, Greg?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would lean both of them over if I had to, but I think Mayfield's gotten better. Still he has that Mahomes style to him, but that's what makes you love the guy. But I think he has gotten better with understanding, live to see another down versus force everything. And that affects more than one person. You're throwing it up. You're also getting your receivers killed when you're doing things like that. So there is some responsibility that comes with making wild plays and not just when he's killing himself out there. So I would lean the under if I had to for Baker. I would lean the over for Penix then.
Yep, I agree on that. Okay. Panthers and the Jaguars. All right. Jaguars are 3.5-point favorite. Total of 46.5. This is disgusting. I don't want anything to do with this game. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know where to go. Like, my brain immediately goes to under, but do I trust these defenses? What are your thoughts here?
There's no way there's no way I'd bet your money on this. However, if I had to, I would take the Panthers and I would take the over blindly. I don't have any faith in either defense. I don't have any faith in anything going on. So give me the points. I enjoy my Bryce Young. And honestly, Lawrence has not done anything for me. I have not been impressed with what I've seen for how many years now. However, I don't like this game in any way, shape, or form. I don't have faith on either of these two teams. They will, at some point, if I'm still alive, be utilized as survivor pieces to go against. But in terms of these two teams, I mean, where do you even start? There's issues across the board. I don't have faith in either offense, either defense. I would look at like we're looking at right now. I would probably look at an interception for maybe one, if not both of these guys. They're going to throw it. They have no problem slinging it. And I just, I'd lean maybe the over with points, and with that comes interceptions.
Yeah, I'm going interception on both of them because they are going to have to throw it. And I don't trust any of them.
But I absolutely hate this game.
I don't have any play on this yet. But I'll take both of these quarterbacks. Like, you can put me down. I'm in. Like, I will have them on the recap screen. I'm in on both of these interceptions. So that's the only thing I have in this game. If anybody has any better ideas on it in the chat, let me know. Are we going to get a Travis Hunter touchdown? All right. Dolphins and the Colts. The Colts are a 1-point favorite at home. Total of 47. Two of the starting quarterback from Miami. Daniel Jones, starting quarterback for Indiana. I don't understand why the Colts are a 1-point favorite here. I don't get it. What do you think?
I'm on the Dolphins. I already teased the Dolphins up to 8.5 in a different play earlier. I debated taking the Dolphins as my sneakiest survivor pick this week. I do think that there is value on it. Again, even with Richardson, I didn't have a ton of faith on the Colts. I think the Dolphins are one of the most underrated teams this year in terms of what we've heard about them. It's been talk about everyone else. I mean, how much talk do we hear about Tua, let alone Miami? Not much. And I think that really helps think that keys into the number not getting fed so much. I really don't understand what, where, how, and why you're jumping on as a Colts backer, and it's still in the favorite side. I mean, issues across the board. Your guy to be is just not there now. Week one, big concerns to me for a Colts team. On top of that, you're getting a team that wants to play with speed, a team that wants to play with pace in Miami. You're getting them in a dome. I like it. I think the pressure is on Indy at home. As I run over my own words right now like a crazy person. But I think that the pressure is definitely on Indy. I think Miami has opportunity this year. I think that they can score. I don't know why suddenly Daniel Jones is the savior when he hasn't been anywhere else. So give me Tua, give me the Dolphins. I think there's a ton of value. And plus 1.5 I still see out there. That's a great number to me, and also a really good tease spot to get them above a field goal and above a touchdown.
Yeah. Look, I'm taking both of these guys to throw an interception. That's definitely going to happen. Daniel Jones' rush attempts also not a bad play here. But, yeah, Tua to throw a pick? Absolutely. Daniel Jones throw a pick? Absolutely. I'm with you on the Dolphins. Look, Colts fans, I love you. I'm just not buying in. I'm just not doing it. And let me say, I'm saying this as honestly as I can. I see you. I'm in the same division, right? Like, I see you. I know who you are, and I'm not buying into it. The same thing that I'm pretty much not buying into any of the teams in the AFC South. Houston, maybe. I'm just saying I know you, and I just don't see it. Now, I don't love the vibes going on in Miami either, okay? Like, I don't think that they're on Super Bowl pace right now. They got problems. But in week one, especially with how the Dolphins went out last year, I don't know, man. Like, I think this is one of those games where if you just line both teams up and you look at it and you say, what? I'm not buying into it. Yeah, you can give me the Dolphins all day long. I'm not buying into the Colts. I will buy in when you show it to me. You know what I'm saying? Until then, it's not. I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt. I'm just not going to do it. All right, Giants Commanders already talked about that game. Steelers Jets already talked about that. All right, Raiders and the Patriots. Patriots minus 2.5. Total 43.5. Robert Bibbo, Colts have been mismanaged for years. Absolutely, they have. That I agree. That's the problem. I don't hate the players that are on the field. I just think that the Colts forever have just kind of been there. It's kind of like when you come up on a pool of stagnant water. Does that make sense? You don't see it often, but when you do, you're like, don't jump in it. Let me just tell you that. But again, I'm not hating on the Colts. I'm just not buying in yet. Like, you're going to have to prove it to me. All right, Raiders and the Patriots. You got a lot of guys that just kind of know each other here. All right, you got Brady on one side, you got Vrabel on the other. You just got stuff going on. Give me the Raiders plus 2.5. Like, I think the Patriots are going to be a better team. I think the Raiders are too. I'm gonna go with the Raiders here. What do you think? I'm obviously not like crazy of like just hammer it, super confident, but I mean, just looking at it, yeah, I might go Raiders plus 2.5. What do you think? It's a long travel though.
Yeah, it is a long travel, but at least this is coming off of a preseason instead of already having, some work under your boots. I think that this is an interesting one. There's been a lot of hype this year on New England, and I understand some of it. I also think a little bit might be premature. I think getting the Raiders in this spot is pretty decent. Getting them at a 2.5. I think that, this could be a pretty decent season for the Raiders. I'm expecting we're going to get to 10 wins this year with Las Vegas. And I think this is a really good opportunity for them week one. You catch a New England team now that's still finding themselves as well. And I think that what I've seen over the last season and what I've seen on the preseason side, I like what Las Vegas has done. I think they're going to get better, and I think that this is a pretty valuable spot from a betting standpoint. So give me the 2.5. Could lean the money line as well, but I think that this is a Raiders spot. And I think that there is potential this year, especially for the entire season with New England. I think they can be pretty darn good. I do like May. I think he's a darn good quarterback if in the right system and he can keep it within himself. So we'll see what happens. But give me Geno Smith. Give me the Raiders week one.
Yep, I'm with you on that, man. Real quick in the chat, a couple things here. First off, Robert Bibbo gifted 5 DTL membership. Big Bibbo. Thank you, big dog. That's awesome, man. Appreciate you on that one. We all do. Liddy, 1999 super chat. Raiders. Liddy, thank you very much, man. We sure do appreciate you for sure. And Big Michael, right here. Thank you for the membership. Hey, Bibbo, right there, baby. Big Mike, welcome in, brother. So good to see you, man. And and I saw John talking about the Vols and the Titans emojis. I promise you I'll get them up today. I know I was supposed to yesterday. I got caught up. But I'll get them up there. All right. So, yeah, I like the Raiders. Plus 2.5 here. Interceptions. Let me say, I'm definitely playing Drake May to throw one. Geno Smith. I would lean yes, only because Geno can get in modes where he can throw it a lot. But you've got Pete Carroll, who loves to run the football a lot. And Ashton Gianti, remember him from Boise? They sure do. I'll definitely take Drake May. Geno is not a bad look. But I'll definitely take Drake May at minus 110. Now, real quick, let me do this. We're gonna go through each NFL game. And apologies, we just don't have Google Slides today. It's down. I saw a question in here in regards to the Cardinals. Are they a good parlay piece? Yes, they are. So let me bring this up real quick. All right. Let's see. Okay. So far, here's what we got. Dolphins money line, Cardinals money line. I absolutely agree with you. The Cardinals good money line play. We also have the 49ers money line and the Broncos money line. Now, this isn't it. This is just what we started with, right? Plus 120. So, yeah, there we go. Now, real quick, Greg, while we're here, folks may have dropped in after we started. Let's hit our plays for today of what we got. And again, apologies. Normally we have a bunch of baseball, a bunch of weather. Google's they're doing a bunch of stuff, getting ready for I don't know what Google gets ready for their seasons, but just don't have the slides today. It's just down. So piecemeal is how we can. All right, so this for today. What you got, man?
Yeah, Major League Baseball today. Taking 2 totals. We're on the over 8.5 in the Dodgers-Pirates game, and we're on the under 10.5 in the Giants-Rockies. And then jumping on the back of the NFL chat, got our first teaser of the weekend, 6.5 point teaser. If you could get a little bit better, great. If you can get a little bit worse, well, you can always wait it out or find another source. We're on the Eagles minus 1.5. We're on the Broncos minus a point.
There we go, man. There we go. All right. I'm on the Braves and the Cubs over 8 at minus 115. The Mariners and the Rays over 8 at minus 115. And then the Yankees and the Astros over 8 at minus 115. So 3 baseball plays for today. And then, like I said, the NFL so far, Dolphins money line, Cardinals money line plus 190, 49ers money line, Broncos money line plus 120. All right. And we'll continue to build it through the week. And like I said, Google Slides is down. So doing what we can, my boy. All right, let's keep going. So, all right, Steelers and the Jets, Raiders, Patriots, Titans, and the Broncos. Broncos, an 8-point favorite. Total of 42.5. Tony asks, AB, do we have a crew exclusive tonight? Yes, sir. 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes, sir, we do. Great question. I'm glad that you said that. And we'll be live today at 3 p.m. Eastern as well. Okay, so Broncos -8, total 42.5. Where are you going here?
I mean, more than anything, an extremely difficult position for Tennessee. Week 1 on the road, question marks across the board for them. On top of it, traveling to one of, if not the most difficult places to play. Got the elevation at Mile High, and a Denver defense that is licking their chops. Going to be another big season for them. We'll see what happens with Bo Nix in year 2. But I think this is a spot where, he could be average or below average, and I still think this Denver team handles business. 7.5 always makes it interesting, but like I said, we teased it down. I think there's opportunity to play Denver in multiple different ways in this one. In terms of a total, 42, I would lean the under, but I'm not as interested in this one as I am on the Denver side. I think the Broncos handle business.
Yeah, I do too. Look, I like Cam Ward, and I think he's going to be a solid quarterback. And the Titans have done a lot of good work in the offseason. I give them credit. The biggest part was fixing their front office. The players were just looking for somebody to show any leadership whatsoever. Now, the roster isn't that great, and there's a reason why they had the number 1 pick of the draft, right? So, yeah, I mean, same deal I said about the Colts. I say about the Titans. You're going to have to show it to me. Now, 8 is a big number. However, in the NFL, favorites of over 7 points, they actually generally cover. I'd lean the Broncos here. I'd also lean the under. I actually heavily lean the under because Denver's defense is good already. And going up against a rookie quarterback in his first game on the road with elevation. All right. Say what you will. Like, when you play at Miami, you don't play with a lot of elevation. You know what I mean? You don't play a lot of teams with a lot of elevation. It's just different. Now, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but, in terms of affecting him, I think he'll be all right. I'm just saying, you've just got a lot of things that are lined up against a rook. There's only so much this kid's going to be able to do is what I'm getting at, right? I'd roll with the Broncos here. But again, I dig Cam Ward, and he's handled himself like a pro already. This team's just not it. You know what I'm saying? They're just not it. Yeah, Andrew said Cam Ward's going to need oxygen, right? I know, man. This kid, there's just only so much he's going to be able to do. Let's see. Big Nolan. Gave a member. Hey, Nolan, welcome in, Big Vog. Welcome in, my boy. Liddy, y'all have a fantasy draft tonight? All right, if you have a fantasy draft, we can move the crew exclusive. We can just do it tomorrow. All right, we can do that. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. So sorry. Titans, Broncos, players, passing, interceptions. Cam Ward -185. Bo Nix +105. The Titans defense is better than people give it credit for. Well, and I'm not even saying that as it people aren't putting it down. You just don't talk about it. Titans just aren't a team that a lot of people talk about. But their defense is pretty good. It's actually really good. Yeah, don't worry. We can do the crew exclusive tomorrow. It's fine. Bo Nix could throw one here because the defense is better than people might think. But I don't know how much Denver's going to have to throw the ball. So I can't play Cam Ward at -185, and I don't want to play Bo Nix. So I think I'm out on both. Anything you see here?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think that this could be a pretty controlled game from the Denver side. So I don't know how much you're even exposing Nix. I think that the defense is going to handle itself on its own. And I think that probably a more of a run-heavy based offense, I would think, with how this game plays out.
Yep, I agree. All right, I want to see real quick. Ashton Diante, anytime TD score is minus 115. You can absolutely sign me up for that. 1,000,000% you could sign me up for that. I'm all in there. Okay, I just wanted to get back to that one real quick. All right, let's keep going. The Broncos, 49ers, and the Seahawks. All right. Let's see. All right. 49ers and the Seahawks. We've got the 49ers money line. 49ers 2.5-point favorite in Seattle. Total of 43.5. God, that's a low number. I want to play the under here. I don't know what to do yet. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I want to take the Niners week one. I've still got a lot of concerns with what this team has done and still doing in the offseason, especially with what they've got going on from the wide receiver standpoint. There's, issues, trades. You've moved everyone. Suddenly, Ricky Pearsall is going to be our number one, and Juwan Jennings still with issues. There's definite questions on the offensive side. This one, to me, was a layoff personally. I would still lean SF. And this one, I think that they have enough that they are able to get through it, especially under the field goal number. But I don't feel great about it, quite frankly. On top of that, I do think we're going to see a more run-heavy game. I think we get more control, and I think with that probably comes the under. 43.5 is a little low for what I was hoping, but I do think that it does stay under this one.
Yeah, I agree. I like the under. It's a divisional game. These are usually tight. But I think my favorite play is 49ers money line. Like, I think that's the best play. For at least where I'm going. Okay. Throw an interception. Sam Darnold minus 120. Brock Purdy minus 105. You know what? I actually don't hate both of these. I think both teams are actually going to throw more than we think that they are, because they're going to be forced to, because both defenses are going to load up on stopping the run. Now, whether that works, I don't know. We'll see. However, if it does, both these guys are actually going to have to throw more times than the books think here. I like this game. We bet the 49ers money line, but I'm going to take both of them to throw an interception. I like both of them to do it, honestly. And I'm not saying that as a negative thing. Like, it's just going to be one of those games. You get two great defenses, get two good quarterbacks, I like both of these teams and everything that they're doing. But no, this is a great interception game, because you're going to have two great defenses. They're going to be out there. Yeah, I'll take an interception on both of them. Lions and the Packers. Plus 2.5, minus 110. Packers a favorite. Total 47.5. Where are you going here?
Talk about an interesting game. I still think that the Lions are still a team that I'm very interested in long term. I think the Packers, I know the Packers have improved over the last week, but that doesn't mean that we're going to suddenly get Parsons for 40 snaps. I think it's going to take a couple weeks. It'll take time to get used to how this team works, and it's going to be a benefit long term. However, I do like the Lions week one. I think this is a team that's extremely hungry. But again, I didn't love the preseason. I've got question marks. This is a weird one, week one. I do also have issues with, a dome team going outside. It's still, beginning of September, but it's always issues with teams that play on the turf. And then fortunately, we're not getting snow or anything like it, but I still have issues with that. This one is a very interesting game to me. I think it is a little more controlled than we expect. And it is, again, week one. 47.5, fairly high. I would lean the under on this one. I would also lean the Lions in this one, but I don't love either of them. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be really interesting. Seeing these two teams play again later in the year, I think could be really, really amazing. But yeah, that's where I lean on this one for week one. Not the strongest place.
Agreed on the strongest play. The preseason scares me. Tony, I completely agree with you. Tony said, I want to take the Lions with the yeah, it scares the hell out of me. And look, I don't want to be a person that buys into the preseason because a lot of that, is magic beans. I roll the Packers. Now, I would try to roll Packers money line. I don't, 2.5 is not a big number, but it's enough. Like, I would just try to roll Packers money line on that one. All right, interceptions. Jared Goff plus 100, Jordan Love plus 100. I'll take both of them. Like the Lions breaking in a brand new OC, like that's real, bro. We saw it now. Jared Goff is fantastic. Him and that offense, like, they could mask a lot of learning on the job, right? So I think that there is a bit of fool's gold in thinking that the Lions are just going to not be good, right? Like I'm not falling in that trap. But I do think that the Lions are going to have to work through a new OC, and I think it's a real thing. I'm taking both of these guys. Yeah, Andrew G. Ben Johnson takes playbook with him. Absolutely. And I think there's going to be rust with both of them. We didn't see him. I'm all 80 thoughts here, Greg. I'm all in on both of these guys that they'll pick. All in. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, kind of why I feel the way I do with the under is I think that everything's changed. And with that comes a new playbook. With that comes, routes that are being trusted by not only the quarterback, but by the receiver. And if timing's off, and we know timing's off through the first couple of weeks of the season, that leads to interceptions. I wouldn't be surprised as well. I think both these guys with that number is a good one.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry. We just had a blowout here, so to say. I don't know what in the world just happened. Hang tight 1 second. Let me pull this back up. I'm telling you, man. Dude, Google needs to just let us be in charge. I'm tired of the dorks they've got over there. Sorry. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Interceptions on both of these guys. All right. Let's get back to it here. Apologies, guys. We're working through a lot of other people's problems. All right, Texans and the Rams. Rams, a 3-point favorite. Total of 44. The Rams say Matthew Stafford is starting. What are your thoughts?
If I had a healthy and fully trustworthy quarterback, then yes, I would be on the Rams. I still like the Rams this year. I think they're going to be pretty darn good. Question marks across the board, though, with this. And, we're not going to know, I feel like, until the first snap of the game with what's really going on. However, I'll take my chances. I think the Rams have enough firepower. I like what they've done. I have high expectations, like I mentioned, for them this season. I think that the potential is there. And I think that you're getting a good chance with this Rams team in what's a pretty weak division overall. I mean, everyone is definitely down from where we were a few years ago in what was a very strong NFC West. And I think that the opportunity is making itself pretty available. Question marks, like we said, though, but I will take them. I lean the Rams in the game. 165, 155 is fairly high. I would lean them if I had to on the -3. With that being said, again, questions with the quarterback makes that total very strange. We do know what both of these guys can do, but it's very concerning. We're going to have to see what happens. I would lean the over if everything was copacetic and we were all moving on the right path with the over 43.5. But as of now, couldn't make a play on it with where we are. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. This could be a very low-scoring first half. Total of 22.5. I kind of dig the under. Like, I'm not playing it, but I kind of like it. Players to throw a pick. CJ Stroud plus 100. Matthew Stafford minus 118. All right, both of them. The only thing that concerns me is, does Matthew Stafford finish the game? 2 to 3 hits, and we could be looking at another guy. I'm not saying that happens, but when you're playing quarterback props, you have to you have to think about that in terms of a guy that's battling an injury, right?
Absolutely.
Especially a back. However, I'll say this: I like both these guys to throw a pick. I'll be honest. I like both of them to throw a pick. Now, here's the thing, though. Let me pull this back up. Greg, you a guy who plays golf? Okay. You ever take a long period of not playing, and then you go out? Yeah, you go out, play for the first time. You're with your buddies. You know that you haven't played in a long time, so you're not worried about it. And what happens? You play great.
You usually play well. Yeah, you expect nothing.
Yep, you play great. I think Matthew Stafford I think Stafford comes out and looks great. It could be a little slow at first. And remember, you have two very conservative coaches here as well. Okay? Not afraid to play defense and run the football and punt, field position. Both of these guys are not afraid to do that. However, I truly believe in that golf theory here with Stafford. But there's another side to that. In that same scenario, Greg, where you go out and play with your buddies, hadn't played in a long time, you play great. Here's what happens next. You want to go play again. Go play again, and it's horrific because you're thinking about it now. All right? I don't know who the Rams play in week 2, but I'm down to fade them in week 2. Right? Like, just the theory. But I think that in week 1, I bet they come out and look pretty damn good. Right? It could be a little slow at first, but I'm going to go off the golf theory here because I think that it's a real thing. I can see Steph. Yeah, go ahead.
Guess who they play week 2?
Who?
At Tennessee.
Oh, God, I can't trade them then. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'll tell you this. Do they have a total on that?
I don't know yet. Week 3, though, I would look at it because week 3 they travel to Philly.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's the one to fade. We might play an under in week 2 with the Rams and the Titans.
Yeah.
I could absolutely see a lot of sludge. That could be a very sludgy game. But here, look, I buy into the theory. I'll roll with the Rams on this one, but I'm definitely rolling with both guys to throw a pick. I'll absolutely say that. Okay, Sunday night, Ravens and the Bills. Ooh, this is a good one right here. Nolan, 45.5 Rams Titans. I'll absolutely. You know what? The way that we fade it is we fade both teams in the points. Like we'll talk more about it when we get there, but 45.5. I like that under. Matty boy, got to dip, guys. It's starting to feel like an F day. I'll see you later. Good to see you, boy. Hope it gets better at work, man. Okay. All right. Ravens, Bills, Sunday Night Football. Bills 1-point favorite, a total of 50.5. Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, I teased the Ravens in this one. I got them to 8. I think this one is going to be a really fun one. I mean, big shocker, but this will be exciting. We get it. The first Sunday night game, it couldn't be more of a brilliant matchup, in my opinion. And to me, I'm going to take the points no matter what. The -1.5, the +1.5, I threw it out the window. I teased it up higher. I think that this thing stays within a 1-score game. 50.5 is high, but boy, oh boy, can these two teams score when they want to. And they can score, kind of how they want to. Grind it out, from both sides if you want. Run this thing down, but at the same time, also the ability to go over the top. Two quarterbacks that have no problem running the ball. Give me the over and give me the Ravens teased into it. You could possibly do both now that I think about it. You could get Ravens up to a nice number, tease this thing down to 43, 43 and a half, 44 and a half, somewhere in that number. I do like both of those. But above all else, game of the week, going to be exciting. Great way to end the first week NFL season.
Yep, I agree on that. If everybody could hit the like button, it would be huge right now. If you're watching on your phone, just grab the screen, pull it down, hit like, pop it back up, man. I won't ask you for anything else. I will ask you for that. I appreciate it if you could. Really would mean a ton. Okay. Anytime TD scored. We got a lot of options here, man. Derrick Henry, minus 155 at any time. Josh Allen, minus 115. I'm absolutely on that. James Cook, minus 110. Don't hate it. Zay Flowers, plus 180. Don't hate it. Lamar Jackson, anytime TD plus 210. Yeah. Now, I agree with Justin. This game does feel trappy. Adding the narrative Allen versus L. Jack with the NFL getting 10% of ESPN bet. Man, what? You ain't lying there. Yeah, look, Lamar Jackson, anytime TD plus 210, I'll take that chance every time. Josh Allen, minus 115, I will take that chance every single time. So, I'm absolutely playing anytime touchdowns on those two guys. And I'll go through after the show and get all these written down of what we took. So, interceptions. Lamar, plus 105. Josh Allen, plus 105. I'm absolutely taking Josh Allen to throw a pick. I don't know if I'm taking Lamar. I don't hate taking Lamar, but I'm definitely playing Josh Allen. Greg, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's hard to not want to take all of them. I mean, I like Lamar all year. I think that he's going to continue to score. However, in terms of interceptions thrown, I do think that, both these guys will put the ball up in the air and give it a chance. I would lean the over in both of them, especially with the plus number. With that comes points at the same time. But I do think that both these guys will have an opportunity. And, no guts, no glory. They're going to take chances. They're going to throw it up there. They're going to give their receivers opportunities. Wouldn't be surprised if both of them try to do a little too much in a game like this, especially week one. So, yeah, leaning the over on both of them.
Yep. I'm also leaning the over on both of their rushing attempts. Josh Allen over 7.5 plus 105. Lamar over 8.5 plus 100. 8.5 is a large number, but these are the numbers that we usually get for Lamar, Josh, right? They run the ball. Them running is a large part of the offense. I dig both of the rushing attempts here. I dig both of them to throw a pick. I'll hold on Lamar for right now, but I'm all in on Josh. But here's the thing. I bet interceptions for years now. It gets weird. Lamar Jackson with interceptions, here's the thing. Lamar Jackson doesn't throw picks down the stretch in the game unless it's like the last drive. Addison, got to run. Talk to you later. Good to see you, buddy. Lamar usually gets like a pass batted early. His interceptions are a little more difficult to hit. Joshy Poo can let it fly. Yeah, I'm definitely in on Josh here. We'll see on Lamar Jackson. I'm not ready to go there yet. But I like everything else in this game, though. It's going to be a great one. All right. Final game of week one. Vikings and the Bears. Monday Night Football. Apologies, sir. Yeah, Vikings and the Bears. Vikings 1.5 point favorite. Total 44. Greg, what do you see here?
It's going to be an interesting one to me. I don't have the strongest feeling. I mean, the Caleb Williams experience continues. what are we going to get this year? We'll see. Interesting last season from him. It was the ups and downs that we expected. Can't say it was the biggest shock in the world, but how does that correlate and how does it translate to year two? We'll see what happens here. I don't have a ton of faith on either of these two teams this season. Just a lot of questions across the board with both of them, and two quarterbacks that still have, one that has a ton to prove, and I do like what I've seen from him, but it's going to take time. This is one of, if not the least strength-wise games that I have on it. I don't feel very strongly either way in terms of this game. I would lean the under 43.5 if I had to, but that merely comes from mistakes, missed conversions, such like that I think we'll probably get at some point early with being week one. Very, very, very non-strength wise feel that I have on this one. But if I had to, I'd take the under 43.5 with Vikings and Bears.
Yeah, I agree. In this could be a weird game. The Minnesota Vikings coming in. Look, that defense is still there. The coaching staff is still there. Justin Jefferson is still there. I know Sam Darnold isn't, but remember, they were high on J.J. McCarthy last year until he got hurt. He was already the starter. That being said, I think that Roger Long, our boy, has the best point. J.J. is still a rookie. Yep. On the road. Just like Cam Ward. I agree with that. In terms of play, he is still a rookie. And it's going to be difficult. That Chicago defense, I like Chicago. I'm buying in. But it might take a minute too. This could be a very low scoring game. This could be a very low scoring game. I lean heavily on the under right now. Passing, interceptions. JJ McCarthy minus 125, Caleb Williams minus 120. I'll take both of them right now. I'll jump on both of them. Greg, your thoughts?
Yeah, completely agree. I would jump on both of them all season long. Two guys that I have faith that they have no problem making a few poor decisions out there. So give me both of them for the over.
Completely agree on that. Let me take a look at touchdowns here real quick. It's first. How's anytime? What? Am I going blind? I don't want first. They don't even have any time touchdown. Okay. Well, never mind. You know what? You just can't get any good help. Okay. All right. That's the last that we had there. All right. Let me pull our picks back up here. Second. All right. Greg, go ahead. We yawned it up.
Major League Baseball today, we are on the over 8.5 in the Dodgers and Pirates game, and we are on the under 10.5 in the Giants and Rockies game. Week one for NFL, we're taking a 6.5 teaser. We are on the Eagles minus 1.5. We're on the Broncos minus 1, and I'll add it since we've been talking about it in here. I like Texas minus 36.5 this weekend. Motivated home opener, playing a San Jose State team that looked absolutely abysmal against Western Michigan at home this weekend. I think this is a get out of the way, San Jose State team. Take your paycheck and lose 65-0 here. This could be ugly. Talk about a Texas team that wants to prove something, needs to prove something, has to come out and play well. I think that this is absolute roadkill. I wouldn't expect this one gets over 40 by game time. I expect nothing but Texas money on this one this weekend.
Nice. All right. I am on the Braves and the Cubs over 8. On the Mariners and the Rays over 8, minus 115. The Yankees and the Astros over 8, minus 115. All right. Okay. There we go. All right, we'll get out of here. We've gone an hour and a half. I appreciate you guys hanging tough with us. A lot of tech issues, and there's no way we were going to cancel the show. You know what I mean? But it's like, forget it, man. We're just going to roll the NFL today, do what we do. But we do have baseball plays, so that's solid. All right, any final thoughts, man, before we get out of here?
Yeah, just another week of it. Don't get too wild. We saw it with week 0, week 1 of college football. Don't bet amongst and above your means. Let it ride. Have some fun. Cut your units in half. Whatever you need to do. But this is about fun. It's about the long term. It's about being profitable, but it's also about finding the best values so you guys can do this the right way and the long term way. Otherwise, yeah, back to it with Korean baseball this week. I sure miss college baseball. Boy, every single day. I just think about it. We're getting closer and closer. But till then, NFL and college football will suffice. But otherwise, happy Tuesday. Great to be here, and look forward to seeing you through the week.
Yep, most definitely, man. Most definitely. All right, we'll get out of here, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for hanging tough with us. We'll be live today at 3 p.m. Eastern. More baseball plays, and we'll go through baseball as well. We'll hit the weather and all that this afternoon. So, the Lord willing, if Google gets their, hey, just got to get my mind right. Got to get my mind right, baby. If Google could get that, fellas, by 3 p.m., that'd be great because we would sure appreciate it. But, yeah, we got night games, so we're all set. We're good. It's a good day to get the NFL in. There we go. All right. We'll be live 3 p.m. Eastern today. We'll move the crew exclusive to Wednesday because I know that the crew has their fantasy football draft tonight. So at the same time, so we'll go crew exclusive Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll get the show and all that set up, and keep reminding you. But Little Al said, great show. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate all you guys and us doing it together. So there we go. All right, everybody. See you today, 3 p.m. Eastern. Until then, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We will see you soon. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us?